Live from my VetX studios in beautiful sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, it's Monkey Butt Radio. Good afternoon, everybody. Got myself, Mike, and got Biggus on the air with us today. How's everybody doing today?
Well, on this end, we're doing excellent. What's up, suckers?
Nothing. We're doing a little bit. I had a technical difficulty. I spilled my Monster all over the table, trying to get. Had Beaner on the line, trying to get him all set up. He's going to be calling back in because we had a little technical difficulty, but he was calling. We're talking to him from Sturgis, the mayor of fun, the original mayor of fun of the Buffalo Chip Campground in Sturgis. We're going to be talking to him live this afternoon, getting his feedback on what the Sturgis rally is like. Also, his world
View
on
because
life.
it is unique.
Yes, but also the world record attempt on the mini bike that he attempted, and what went wrong there, and just kind of where he's at with his. He got a new bike. This is the 1,000,000-mile bike. This is going to put him over 1,000,000 miles around the world, and we're just going to get him to figure out how that is. Okay. So we've got a couple things going on. We got biggest news later on in the show. We're going to talk about Indian revealed three new bikes. We're going to talk about Buell again.
Yep.
This is the third week in a row or third show in a row we're talking about Buell. Mike and I were talking about that before the show, and it seems like we both have a little bit of a man crush on Erik. Alleged man crush yeah. on Erik and his. And his products
and his
product
and his money funds. We're going to talk about the money too.
He's a winner.
Yeah,
without
a doubt.
And
the last thing we got for the news. This one excites me.
Yes.
If you guys haven't heard of this, Road Pickle, roadpickle.com. This coming up in the second segment in Biggest News, and we're going to talk to two people that are living the dream. I'll leave it at that for now. That way, when this all comes to the air, you guys are going to be like, oh man, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? So we're going to be getting that as soon as we can get these technical difficulties out of the way. We can get Beaner back on the line, and we'll get some info on Sturgis.
Absolutely. I'm hoping we can get him on first, or can we get on quick? It's a little bit of difficulty trying to do a three-way call through the cell phones and through the studio line and everything else.
Yep.
Hoping he calls back in quick. But so 100 degrees out right now in Scottsdale.
Not too bad, though.
No, you rode in today.
Yep.
I brought my wife's car in. She's in Florida for the week. She flew out last night for a family reunion in Sebastian. She's enjoying it already. She sent me a picture of them doing oyster shots.
Whoa.
Not even there an hour and a half, and they're already chomping seafood down, which is phenomenal.
That's what you got to do when you go to that part of the country, though.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to exploit it because it's all there for you.
You know, I'm just waiting for my family in Florida to send me seafood, or even the friends I have in Florida to send me seafood, because we really don't have any here. Red Lobster is not seafood, Mike.
No, it's not. It's not. So. It's nothing like New England. I tell the wife all the time about New England, taking a motorcycle trip up there just to eat the fried clams.
Nice.
Oh, I miss fried clams. You can't get them anywhere. Yeah. Ones up in New England got them big old bellies on them.
Yeah, well, you know,
good stuff.
Ivan from JD's Rockin' Sports and us and a couple other guys were talking about where the best crabs come from, whether it's Baltimore, whether it's New England, or whether it's Louisiana. Ivan's from New Orleans, so he believes in boiling them or whatever it is.
Well, that's a preparation thing.
Yeah.
It all depends. I'm a purist, man. Just get them hot and let me eat them. I don't use any butter or nothing.
So we're talking about having a crab boil or a crab thing.
Sweet. Any luck on Beaner? We've got Alec running the board today, so we're seeing if we can get this to work. Nothing yet. All right, let's move on to news then.
Okay.
And wait till Kevin. We'll maybe have to get him to the second segment.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Okay, go for it. What's going on with Indian?
Okay, Indian is bringing out 3 new bikes. 3 new bikes from Indian, the company that you haven't heard of in a while. And mainly because Polaris Industries bought the name.
Polaris.
Now, Polaris.
The same ones that own Victory.
Yes. So you know what that means?
Money.
No.
What?
That means they are making a run for the spot. They want to beat Harley. That's what they're doing. They have to be. That's the only thing that makes sense about that whole thing is they're trying to make a run at the big dog. And Polaris bought up Victory. They put out 3 bikes this year, which have been debuted out in Sturgis. And it looks like they're bringing out the Indian Classic, the Chieftain, and the Vintage. All 3 of them are going to have 1,819cc engines. And I was hoping that Wiener.
One more time.
I was hoping that Wiener was going to be able to get in there and give us some info on it if he's seen them.
Said it was unavailable.
Well, it looks like we're having some more technical difficulties. It's not coming in for some reason. Nothing? All right. Well, next thing on the news that we come up, let's get to Erik Buell. Now, if you guys haven't noticed or didn't know, Erik Buell has an album out. Erik Buell and the Thunderbolts made an album, and it's available on iTunes. Go give it a listen, see what you think. Not my cup of tea, but some of the music is quite good.
What genre type of music is it?
ZZ Topish, Southern Rockish, just good old fashioned heavy guitar and having a good time with
Why
it.
does that not surprise me?
It shouldn't. That's exactly his style.
Yeah.
That's exactly his style. But the big news with Erik Buell is Indian Hero Motor Corp just bought a 49.2 stake in Erik Buell Racing.
Nice.
They're giving him $15 million. And after the next 6 months, they're going to give him another 10 so that he can start developing the bikes. Now, he's already got 1 bike out, and Erik Buell Racing does the 1190 RS. Great bike. It's got a good showing. All the races so far, they've been consistent. They're always in the top 10.
Jeff May has not podiumed yet,
No, not yet.
but he's real close.
Just like with racing, though, any racing, as long as you're consistent, you're good. So Jeff May and Aaron Yates, the 2 guys for that
Hold
were
on a
racing
second.
for Erik Buell. Mike's trying to get through. The 2 guys for racing for Erik Buell in the last races just this last week were 5th and 6th, respectively. So they're doing really good. Some of the specs on the 1190 RS, and we'll compare it to some of the other big dogs out there, is it's putting out 175 horsepower. That's pretty damn good for a bike, production bike. Put that into comparison, the Busa. Hayabusa is now these were dyno runs that were done at independent dynamometer and on stock bikes. The Busa is putting out 166.1 or something like that, but it's right around 166. The ZX14, the 1300 Ninja or the 1400 Ninja, is putting out 185, and that's on a stock one. So Erik is right in there, and he is making things happen when it comes to racing. The only bad thing is with Erik's bike, $40,000. That's for the stock model. If you want to upgrade to the carbon to fiber, you got to add another $4,000 onto that. The Busa right now is running about 16, 17, right around there, and I'm thinking the ZX14 is pretty close to that, if not a little bit more. But we've got some great stuff coming from Erik Buell, and hopefully he'll follow through with his commitment to come in here and sit in the studio with us next time he makes it to Arizona. That's going to be good stuff. Kudos to India's Hero Motor Corp. That way, Erik gets to do what he does best, and that is definitely making motorcycles. Next thing we got on the news is Road Pickle. Road Pickle. If you've never heard of this, what a Road Pickle is it's a motorcycle ride that changes your life. And we got 2 people that are living the dream. Steve Johnson and Tina Walker from San Diego are doing the Road Pickle. And what they've done is they've committed to 6 months of touring the U.S. Awesome. That's all they're doing. They don't have any plans. No nothing. They are just going out there. They're riding their bikes all across the country. So Steve's call sign, for lack of a better word, Highway. Tina is a Sash, so we'll refer to them as such. Highway's riding an 06 Honda ST 1300, and he's having a great time on that bike, I'm sure, because it's a wonderful bike. Tina Walker is riding an '06 Kawasaki Ninja 500. And if you haven't, I tell you what, if you haven't been on a long trip on a small bike, then, I mean, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. So kudos to her. And all they've got is 2 bags and their gears with them. Staying in hotels, hostels, such like that. So do we got Kevin on the line?
We're going to try.
Okay.
Put 'em on.
Kevin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Let Mike get his headphones on, and then he's
Okay.
going to start this interview with you.
I think that's a little bit better, man.
It's a little bit better, but it's still going to be a few. What?
It's all right.
Maybe a little better.
Semper Gumby. So, well, hey, you're up in Sturgis. You're live, talking to us live from Sturgis. How's it been this week?
It's been insane. You would have no idea. I'm out at the Buffalo Chip Campground, and the music venue every night's been a major act, like ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner and the Doobie Brothers and Kid Rock. So it's been a lot of sleepless nights. Today, I like to think that it's over, but it's still going on. It's why it's a little hard to hear. But it is slowing down, and I do see daylight.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what, the attendance at Sturgis has been down the last couple of years, but I actually read Cyril Hughes' blog this morning and saw pictures of you with him from the last couple of days, and saw you getting some love from that personal trainer there. But he said that the attendance was up midweek. Have you seen a big difference, or is it just a little bit consistency getting better?
Well, for the past 4 years, I've been here at Buffalo Chip, and I like it here because it's different than attendance will fluctuate and go up and down, but you don't notice it as much here. It's so busy. I think the other venue, like Full Throttle, it's the same way. They have the TV show, so a lot of people go there just for the TV show, I guess. But they're the same way. They get business whether it's a busy year or a slow year.
Okay.
So I think some of the venues, really, you don't notice it as much.
Well, that's good.
I guess
how did you?
Main Street and in town, you can notice it.
How did you get hooked up with being the official mayor of fun at the Buffalo Chip?
Well, the first time I came to the Buffalo Chip was 1990, and they had it was just a field then. It was wide open. The stories that people hear about Sturgis, they were true in 1990. It was pretty crazy.
That's for another show.
Yeah, in fact, that was before it was even owned by Woody, who owns it now. It was really primitive then. I enjoyed it then. I enjoy it now. So I've been doing several of the venues here, and Woody invited me out one year, and he took care of me, took real good care of me. And at the end of it, he said, "What'd you think?" And I said, "I got to tell you, the number one thing in 25 years of Sturgis, this is the best accommodations I've ever had." Because he had me a nice fifth-wheel trailer with slide-outs and stuff.
Wow.
It was all myself. And usually, I depend on friends a lot. So,
Yeah, for you, that's living the
that
high
was the
life.
first time I had something all to my own. And I told him, I said, I loved it. And he said, "How'd you like to do it every year?" And I said, "Ton, you got me. I'm here."
There you
He's
go.
been good to me ever since. I mean, he's kind of like the mafia. He makes you an offer you can't resist. And I took it, and I'm still happy. I'm very happy.
I've seen I've been following you for a while, and I've read your book and the Motorcycle Nomad. It's a phenomenal story, and it's only a piece of your life and a piece of what you've experienced. I can't wait for a second edition. But everything I've read of your, I guess the last 20-something years, 30 years from you, you've pretty much landed on your feet every single time.
Well, I think a lot of it is, a lot of life is your perception. And it's like, is the glass half full or half empty? And, when things happen in life, I'm really learning, I'm getting a little even more and more in tune with it, is everything happens for a reason. And even the bad stuff, maybe things happen and just to get us to pay attention more to another area of our life or whatever. And I don't know, I've just been real fortunate. I got a lot of people that I that I talk to and confide with, and keep trying to go down that journey, whatever it is. I write an article in Psychosource magazine, and Chris Callan, who's the editor, he wanted me to do that, and he wanted me to do something different, and that's he didn't want me to write like Rip's run from Easy Rider, if you remember that back in the day.
Yeah.
Rip would ride around the country on his motorcycle and write about where he's been. And I always wanted to do that, and I wanted to have my column, and I've approached people about it. But what made this column different was he knew, in fact, he calls me and people like me soul pilots. And that we're out there more than just traveling, but it's a spiritual journey. And so he wanted me to write about where my head's at, not just where my motorcycle's at. And so it's been a real interesting, and by me writing that, it's kind of like therapy even. Like I'm talking to a shrink. I'm writing about it, and then I read about it the next month when it's finally printed, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
and so that's kind of cool. So that's kind of part of, when bad things happen, you bounce back, and who knows, it might just bounce you even someplace better than you could ever dreamed.
Absolutely. Well, I really want to encourage our listeners to read, Kevin's Beaner's articles every month. Follow his.
It's called Freeway Prophecies by Beaner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's every month at Psychosource magazine.
It's absolutely fantastic, man. So where are you going to be next? After you leave Sturgis this week, I know you were talking about doing something in Virginia at a rally in Virginia. Where's your next? Where's the next step? Your headlight sending you.
I got to get out of here in Sturgis, so I don't know if I'm going to leave Sunday or Monday. Usually I stay a little bit late, but I enjoy that RV as long as I can. And the other thing I got to do is go tent shopping, because out here at Buffalo Chip, a lot of people leave their tents. So on the last day, on Sunday morning, everyone's gone. I ride around, and then I pick out because people buy tents, and they stay for 10 days in the tent, and they don't care. They paid for, they had a place to live for 10 days, and they just leave it. And last year, I had one place, I got everything. I got a tent, a blow-up air mattress, the pump that went with it, the air mattress, the little plastic mallet to drive everything. And it was all from Outfitters Supply.
Wow.
Someone just left it.
Hey,
and they take everything else and leave, and ride away.
Good way to
upgrade. That way they don't have to carry it on their bike.
Good way to upgrade.
So I'm going to give me a new tent, and then I'll leave from here. I go to Michigan. I got to be in Michigan on Thursday for the Fowlerville Easy Rider show. That's a good. John Green puts that on with Easy Rider Events.
Awesome.
He's a good friend of mine. And then from there, I will go to Nova Scotia, Digby, Nova Scotia, for the Wharf Rat Rally. And that starts, I got to be there the very weekend after Easy Riders, but that's to get there early and lead a ride up to the Cabot Trail, which is one of the best riding spots in North America. I'll spend 3 days up there leading a ride of people. And then we'll come back to Digby, and it's the kickoff on Wednesday for Labor Day weekend, and that's the Wharf Rat Rally. Some great people up there. It's one of my favorite rallies next to Sturgis. It's like the Canadian Sturgis for me, but it's so nice up there. The food is the scallop capital of the world.
Nice.
Well, that'll tell you something. And it's right on a wharf where they bring in all this fresh seafood. I love it up there. The people are great. And then from there, I'll come down and I'll do the Interlochen Festival, where Further is going to play for 3 nights, and the Black Crows and String Cheese Incident and Widespread good hippie music. I can return to my roots. I like all that. And then I got to get up to Brooklyn, New York for the Indian Larry Block Party.
Wow.
So that's kind of my life. For a guy that doesn't do anything and have a job, I stay really, really, really busy.
That's absolutely phenomenal. You are way too busy. Hey, I'd love to talk to you some more, okay? Because we actually have a challenge to our listeners, and I want to hear about your new bike. If you could stick around as we do about 60 seconds worth of commercials, so we can pay for the airtime. I'd like to talk to you about the new bike and to talk to you a little bit about how people can get your book. Is that cool?
Okay, I'll be right here.
Okay, just stick with us, and we're gonna play a little bit of the commercials, and then we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Adam from Vets On with Adam and James. Are you looking to improve your credit score? Do you need goal-oriented professional strategy to improve your credit that fits your busy lifestyle? Then eCreditSuccess.com is your site. They teach you the skills to help improve your credit while offering trade line acquisitions, error correction, 24/7 online tracking, discounts for military, and free consultation for being listener of VetsOnMedia.com. Signing up is easy, and they offer a no-risk refund policy in most programs based on a specific score increase determined prior to your enrollment. So call now and get started at 855-234-7334 or visit us online at VetsOnMedia.com and click on the eCredit Success logo on our homepage.
Hey everybody, it's James with Vets On. Are you and your spouse looking for employment? Well, then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission of putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 certification types, education, experience, salary range, location, and much more. iVetX helps you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job. If you're a hiring company or a veteran looking for your next career, get started today by visiting their site by going to www.ivetx.com or by calling 442-333-4838. iVetX, bridging the employer-veteran gap by putting America's veteran to work today.
Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam and James. Come check out the Guitars for Vets fundraiser golf tournament happening on September 6th at the Vista Golf Course located at 701 East Thunderbird Trail in Phoenix, Arizona. Cost is only $40 per player if you sign up before August 6th. There's going to be some great prizes, and there's going to be 2 hole-in-one competitions with a $10,000 cash reward. There'll also be a banquet afterwards at the Alice Coopertown Sports Bar in downtown Phoenix. So come out and support a great cause. For more information on how to sign up, or if you're interested to be a sponsor, please email G4V Phoenix. That's G4V Phoenix at yahoo.com. Do you need business cards, banners, vehicle wraps, or stickers? Then check out Skyprint Media. Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam James. Skyprint Media can handle all your needs. This veteran-owned business offers worldwide shipping, fast turnaround on all their services, and 24-hour website ordering. Check them out at www.skyprintmedia.com or give them a call at 888-494-4523. Skyprint Media, how printing is done.
You're listening to Monkey Butt Radio on the Vets On Media Network.
Vets On Media Network is brought to you by eCredit Success. Vets On Media has partnered with eCredit Success to help our veterans and military personnel live a less stressful and fulfilling life. Go to vetsonmedia.com and click on the ECS logo to receive your free evaluation and possible program discounts. Isn't it time that you took the steps to have the best credit possible? We're back, Monkey Butt Radio, back with the Beaner, the mayor of fun. Kevin, you still there?
Yeah, thanks for staying in and listening.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. So, we talked a little bit about your time in Sturgis, talked about a little bit where you're going to be. Are you going to have your book signings at all the places you're going to be?
Yes, like here at Sturgis, though, this year, I didn't want to set up an actual booth because then it's just a drag. So what I kind of do is just carry my books around. I leave them a couple different areas, a couple other people's booths. And then I carry them in my saddlebags on my bike. And then wherever I'm nearest and someone wants a book, I go over and grab one and bring it and sign it to them.
Yeah.
It's more personal and it's easier on me.
Absolutely.
But I work so hard to not have a job, and it ends up being a job. So,
Well, we're this is a veterans network. I mean, we really push, the Vets On Media Network, and not a lot of people know that you're a former Marine. And you have a heart, and you have such a heart for our troops. Tell our listeners what you've done with your books and with the publishing company, what you've done and where you've placed your books for the active duty military.
Well, one of the things, when I was in the Marine Corps in 1981 to 84, that was like the only time I ever read. And our troops today, they read a lot. You send a troop a book overseas, especially Afghanistan or Iraq, and or a magazine or anything, it gets passed around 100 times. I mean, everything gets read cover to cover over there because you got nothing else to do. I mean, that's how it was when I was there, and that's how it is. You know, we don't have cable TV and all this stuff, you know. They don't have, like, constant internet. They don't even have cell phones, you know, and I mean, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, I wanted to have my books put in every library. So I contacted the Army, and I worked with them. I contacted the Marine Corps, and they were a lot easier to work with. And ended up getting books, which, so now the Army, a lot of the Army libraries have my books, and all the Marine bases right now are getting my books. That's the Marines alone are somewhere around 65 libraries, something like that. So the Army had 150 libraries, and then to come find out, that was 150 libraries just stateside. That didn't include overseas. There was some miscommunication there, and a lot of the libraries wanted 4 and 5 copies each. And I was really trying to get everyone to get at least one copy, you know. And I really wanted them to go overseas. That was the main thing. Eventually, I'm shooting for to fill up not just the libraries, but also VA centers and rehab centers. And it's the reason why my book is about freedom.
Yep.
It's about my life and how I'm making the best of my freedom. And I know I read several books when I was in, and it just takes me away from where I'm at. And they were all books about travel and adventure. I read On the Road by Charles Corral, you know, and all this stuff that I was going to do. Hunter Thompson, you know, I read stuff that I was going to go and do. So that's where I kind of feel like my bike would really benefit somebody because, you know, it's what I'm doing. You know, I was there, and now I'm not, and I'm making the best of it. Well, this is what's waiting for them when they're done. That's kind of why I think it really fits there.
Your journey, and I've read your book twice. I read it, you know, and I want to say amazing. When I first ordered it, I ordered it on a Monday morning, and it was at my house on Wednesday. So I think it's your sister and brother-in-law who take care of it back in Kentucky for you, back in Louisville for you.
Yes.
Well, it's less than 48 hours. It was at my house, which is phenomenal.
Actually, no. Actually, the book sales I do myself.
Okay.
100%. You know, I'm one of them. I don't mind doing that. And it gives me something to do. I just pack them up, seal them. I got to sign them. That's the main problem. I sell the books and I sign them. Any book that's bought through me at everythingbeaner.com, that's me. I sign them and I mail them. And it's not that big a deal. Again, it's a little part of a job. I'd rather do that for a half an hour a day than sit and flip hamburgers for 8 hours a day. So
you and me both, brother.
I handle that little bit.
You and me both, brother. So tell us a little bit about the Million Mile Bike. I know you retired your old Road Glide. It's at the museum now in Iowa, and they've been a great supporter of you and your mini bike world record attempt. But tell us a little bit about the Million Mile Bike and how that all came to be.
Well, my old bike was getting tired. It had 320,000 miles on, and it needed a rebuild, but the kind of rebuild it needed was I needed a new bike. And if I would have took that bike and did everything that it needed and I wanted to, that bike would have been gone. I mean, it even needed a new frame. I broke the frame at least 5 times, and that's not counting the swing arm that broke 3 times. So obviously, you know, if you're going to put a new frame, and it was already a custom frame, so now to make another custom frame, it's not going to be exactly alike. And so you essentially built a new bike. You know, it needed a new paint job. It needed new sheet metal. It needed everything. So it wouldn't have been the same bike. And I didn't want to just see it go away. And that's when the National Motorcycle Museum in Annapolis, Iowa, inquired about it. So I decided to let them have it and display it. And I would start from scratch and build a new one. And that's what I just finally, at the same time as that went way behind schedule. I was supposed to do it in 3 months, and it ended up taking 8 months. But I knew that once it's done, like right now, I'm riding it, and if it didn't get done, it's not getting done. You know, I'm riding it, and I don't have time to customize it anymore. Now it's about functionality. When something breaks, I'll fix it the best I can and keep moving.
Oh, it's a beautiful bike. You know, I know that Ron Finch helped you with some of the frame, and it was really cool to see that. Who's your friends back and give the shameless plug to your friends back home, or the best place that you can call home besides on your bike, the shop that helped you back in Louisville.
Well, the biggest shop that gave me a hand was definitely Kalen's Custom Cycle, and that's in Louisville, Kentucky. The reason I went back to Louisville, Kentucky, see, I don't have an address, so I do stay at a lot of people's houses. Now, thinking that it was going to take 3 months to build the bike, I really didn't want to stay at someone's house. I'm fortunate enough to know some major big-name builders, and they invited me to stay with them while I build the bike. But I knew it would be too long, and you burn friendships when they say that house guests and fish all smell after 3 days.
Yeah,
ain't that the truth?
So knowing that, I decided to go back to Kentucky because my family can't get tired of me. They're family. So I don't care how long I stay and how uncomfortable it can be, they'll deal with it. And they still love me, and I can go back at any time. And so that's why I picked Louisville, Kentucky, and Kalen's is based out of Louisville, Kentucky. He was out in California, but he moved back to Kentucky now. And he just helped me so much on everything. And my hats are really, really off to him.
So for all of our listeners within 300, 400 miles of Louisville, Kentucky, there's a shop to go to there.
The thing about him, too, is he's not just a Harley mechanic. Out when he was in California, he was also the crew chief for, I think it's called ARCA. They're like NASCAR in the West Coast.
Yes.
Or Winston Cup. And he was the actual crew chief, the head of all the guys in the pits. And he built the motors. And so he's a real good motor guy, too, and just knows everything mechanical. So not only can he service a stock Harley custom bike from rewiring it to changing the oil, but he also he helped me so much making some of these things compatible and actually work, that there isn't a manual for. How do you take a manual and say you want a 2013 twin cam that you're now going to run gear drives, and you're going to ditch the computer and fuel injection and go with an electronic ignition off an Evo.
You write your own manual.
Yeah, and we did. We there was things that we had to call around and ask about, and it was great. I mean, it was fun. I learned so much from him, and it was awesome. It's a good experience, and he's not too sick of me. I think I'm still welcome back there. So.
Well, it was really good to see you get your hands dirty and you part of the build. That it's something that the people who follow you and read your articles, that you get your hands dirty, and it's your bike, and it's your old school when it comes to, if you're going to ride a Harley, you better learn how to wrench on it, for the most part, just to keep it on the road.
I don't have a lot of money, and so we all know how expensive it is to work on a bike. And the other thing is sometimes I'm in remote areas where even if you've got money, what are you going to do? Have it towed 100, 200 miles, I rode my bike to Alaska and back, and there was times when I went 100 miles without seeing a house, much less a bike shop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I believe you got to be able to get yourself out of jams. And that's one of the reasons when I built this bike, I didn't want fuel injection and a computer, because if anything goes wrong, I can't run a scanner on it, figure out what's wrong. I got to be able to fix it and keep going. And so that's why I kind of went old school, and I got to understand how it works, and so I can fix it. And that's why I like to stay involved. And Frank was real good about helping me and get me to understand the things that I didn't understand, because I know nothing about a twin cam, But that's something else funny I want to mention. I rode a shovelhead in the 80s, and I was a die-hard shovelhead. Evos were for yuppies. Okay? And in 1997, I finally broke down and bought an Evo, and it changed my life forever. I mean, it was so easy. I felt like I was cheating. You put gas in it, you didn't even have to put oil. It never leaked oil. It never used oil. So, I mean, it was so easy. But in 97, the Evos had been out for 13 years. Well, now here we are in 2012 is when I finally decided I'm going to go to twin cam. Well, that's 12 years later. Twin cams have been out. So really, it's it takes me 12 years to get beat over the head before I finally say, hey, I got an idea. Why don't I try something new?
You're gonna absolutely love the twin cam.
You know what? I've heard that, and I was kind of a disbeliever, but there are a few things. That was one of the things. You know, they say get rid of the cam chains. You know, because the other thing is, I put a lot of miles on my bike, 55 to 60,000 a year. Okay, so in 2 or 3 years, you know, it's time for major work. And so I wanted to make a motor, and the people I talked to said you can make a bulletproof twin cam. You know, and there's certain things to do. I used the Jim's conversion kit to make the main bearing switch back to a Timken bearing instead of a roller bearing.
Nice.
And what that does basically is tighten up your bottom end. It keeps the end play from your flywheels going back and forth. And when they get real wore out and you're still riding it, that'll destroy your cases. And so you need new cases. And that's, you know, you need a new motor. You break your cases, need new ones. You might as well just buy a new motor.
Exactly.
So, and I don't like that. I like to be able to rebuild. So that was the first thing I did. And then I just replaced everything from, I used fueling, cams and high volume oil pump. I used Andrews makes a gear drive kit to get rid of the timing chains. So you don't have cam chains anymore. It's all gear drive now by Andrews. And the Andrews got great gears, you know.
I
So
love their stuff.
There was another problem that I had, and that was, you know, it's funny. I tell you, I want to be able to work on my bike and understand it. So I switched to electronic ignition. And at the time, there was only one company making electronic ignition conversion. So I used that, and within 2 miles, I fried out my electrical. And my whole ignition went out. I didn't know what it was, and I called Dynatech. And they've been around a while. I used them for the ignition on my shovelhead back in the day.
Uh-huh.
I talked to the guy there, and he was familiar with what I'm doing. And he said the problem was, I didn't know, I was using a stock Harley coil. I thought a coil's a coil. Well, it turns out the new late model stock Harley coil is a 0.5 ohm coil. Now, I don't know what an ohm looks like. I've heard of it. But I don't know. You know, what is an ohm? It's a magical creature lives inside your coil.
It's when you take your ride to India, you're gonna see a lot of ohms.
Right. Well, so that's he set me straight, and he got me one of their coils. And now I'm running Dynatech. I haven't had a problem, man. It runs great now. But it was funny. I've said I want to be able to work on my bike, and then here I am 2 miles later trying to simplify it. And I was not only was I stumped, but there was several mechanics helping me, and because no one knows about this, you know, and they were under the same inclination. Well, as long as it's a single fire coil, it'll work. Well, no, I was wrong. So
Wow.
So it was a simple thing once we figured it out. And those guys pointed out at Dynatech. So back on the road now, and like I said, that's the kind of thing. I do get my hands dirty, but it's for a reason, so I know. So and it's so much better confidence when I'm riding across the country, and if something breaks, you know, I know what it sounds like. I know how to fix it. I know what part I need, and self-reliance. You know.
Well, that's what it's all about. And you know, we have to run to a commercial. If you can stick around, I'd love to just,
Sure.
you know, I will give you the whole show. But if you could stick around, let us go to commercial real quick again, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to you about your world record attempt and the kind of little jingles you had there. And
Tell you what.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll stick around if all your viewers stick around. They're going to listen. So don't go nowhere, everybody. I'll stick around.
Okay, we'll be back in about 60 to 90 seconds with Beaner live from Sturgis.
All
Hey
right,
everybody,
I'll
it's
talk to
Adam
you
from
then.
Vets On with Adam and James. Are you looking to improve your credit score? Do you need goal-oriented professional strategy to improve your credit that fits your busy lifestyle? Then eCreditSuccess.com is your site. They teach you the skills to help improve your credit while offering trade line acquisitions, error correction, 24/7 online tracking, discounts for military, and free consultation for being listener of VetsOnMedia.com. Signing up is easy, and they offer a no-risk refund policy in most programs based on a specific score increase determined prior to your enrollment. So call now and get started at 855-234-7334 or visit us online at VetsOnMedia.com and click on the eCredit Success logo on our homepage.
Hey everybody, it's James with Vets On. Are you and your spouse looking for employment? Well, then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission of putting veterans in inspiring careers with insured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 certification types, education, experience, salary range, location, and much more. IVEDX helps you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job. If you're a hiring company or a veteran looking for your next career, get started today by visiting their site by going to www.ivedx.com or by calling 442-333-4838. IVEDX, bridging the employer-veteran gap by putting America's veteran to work today.
Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam and James. Come check out the Guitars for Vets fundraiser golf tournament happening on September 6th at the Vista Golf Course, located at 701 East Thunderbird Trail in Phoenix, Arizona. Cost is only $40 per player if you sign up before August 6th. There's going to be some great prizes, and there's going to be 2 hole-in-one competitions with a $10,000 cash reward. There'll also be a banquet afterwards at Alice Coopertown Sports Bar in downtown Phoenix. So come out and support a great cause. For more information on how to sign up, or if you're interested to be a sponsor, please email G4V Phoenix. That's G4V Phoenix at yahoo.com. Do you need business cards, banners, vehicle wraps, or stickers? Then check out Skyprint Media. Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam James. Skyprint Media can handle all your needs. This veteran-owned business offers worldwide shipping, fast turnaround on all their services, and 24-hour website ordering. Check them out at www.skyprintmedia.com or give them a call at 888-494-4523. Skyprint Media, how printing is done.
You're listening to Monkey Butt Radio on the Vets On Media Network.
We're back live with Beaner from Sturgis, South Dakota. Thanks for sticking around with us, Kev. Hey, so told us a little bit about your new bike and some of the people that have helped you out, and man, it's your journey's been fantastic. So tell us about the mini bike world record attempt.
Well, it all started, I learned from Woody at Buffalo Chip that they're going to do a Daredevil Wednesday, and they were going to have about 5 or 6 people that were going to break Guinness World Records. So I came to have them having all the fun. So I started scrambling what I could do. And I race mini bikes at the Smokeout and a few other places. I love mini bikes. They're cool. They're a lot of fun. And I saw the movie Dumb and Dumber. That shows how much fun you can have on a mini bike. So I just thought, wouldn't that be cool? I looked at the records, and the only real world record I could come across was the longest journey, and it was 455 miles. So I decided, I like to go big, so I decided to smash it. Was going to go after 1,400 miles. Was going to ride from Kentucky. I figured, why not? Kentucky out here, when I could have just did it across South Dakota and broke the record. But instead, I took off from Kentucky. I made it to Indiana. I didn't have very far on it at all, and the motor blew up. It started knocking real bad, so it was over. So I went to Iowa, to Animos, Iowa, where my friends are with the National Motorcycle Museum, and talked with them, and they found me a mini bike that we could buy. It was a 1984 Honda 50. Those little Honda 50s, they're like, those are bulletproof. And I really thought they were too.
And it looked in good. It looked in good shape too, and it looked like the kid or the gentleman that you bought it from and his kid. He was like.
It was in such good shape. The father bought it for his kid, but didn't want his kid to ride it because it was in too good a shape. It was in mint condition. And but the kid was cool. He had another one. They had a new one that they rode now. And so they just didn't want to tear that one up and keep it pristine. So I took off on it, and in about 2 hours, I realized that these things were not bulletproof. What I did, I was running it wide open, about 35 miles an hour, flat out as it would go, for 2 hours solid. And I didn't realize it because I was moving, but it started really running hot. And it basically, I thought it ran out of gas, but it was seizing up already. And so when I pulled over and checked the gas and realized it had gas, it was smoking a little bit, and it was leaking oil, and then I realized how bad it's just leaking oil everywhere. And I thought it was because it was old and leaky seals. No, it was so hot. It got hot, and it was just porous, and oil's coming out everywhere. So I checked the oil, and when I checked the oil, smoke come out of the cases like someone blowing cigarette smoke. So I knew I was bad then, but I flushed the oil, put new oil in it. I had Spectro oil. I used Spectro, and you know what? It started going again, and I got 167 miles out of it. And finally, it was funny because I stopped at a Honda dealer, and they took and gave me. They said, no, you want to run this 10W40 Honda oil, not 2050 that I was running, the Spectral. So I changed oil and ran their Honda oil, and then it ended up seizing up on me.
Well, yeah.
So I probably should have.
Well, that's the reason why you use Spectral oil in your bike and how many miles you have on your Harley. It's
320,000
quality product.
Myself, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, hey Kevin, I got one thing. I got a question for you. I got a challenge out here, and the challenge was I had all the listeners try to guess how many titties got flashed to you the whole time you were at Sturgis. So can you enlighten us to that?
Well, that's a tricky question. I wasn't counting, but I will say I'm pretty sure it was an even number.
Damn it! I guessed 15. Oh man.
Yeah, but that's 30 titties.
Well, no, that's individual titties.
Okay.
I thought maybe my buddy Opie out in Texas just he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go with 33 because you never know when one ain't gonna quite make it out of the holster." Well, that's good, Kevin. I'm glad you satisfied that. Now we're gonna have to figure out who won this contest. What's the next step for you? Right after this show, what are you gonna do?
I will be heading to these other rallies, like I mentioned. Easy Rider Rodeo, Digby, Nova Scotia for the Wharf Rat Rally, Indian Larry's Block Party in September, and the further concerts in Virginia, Interlochen Festival. But that's just immediate.
Well, I was talking. What are you gonna do when you hang up the phone?
Oh, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to finish Sturgis #1 because we still got a concert here. I believe Fuel's playing tonight and two other bands, and so I'll be down at the main stage. Have you ever heard of Charlie Bricktown?
Yes.
He's a musician, and I got on stage with him. They were filming a lot here at Buffalo Chip. I got to back up a little. There was 5 TV networks filming here.
Holy cow.
So your viewers are going to get to watch a lot of stuff this fall.
Nice.
And I was involved with all 5.
Nice.
I was even on a show that's going to air in Denmark. Some nice ladies come over from Denmark. You know where you joke about the Swedish volleyball team coming over? Well, I bumped into the Danish. They were all beautiful, and they were doing this show, and so they filmed me. But they did a lot of filming, and this one show wanted me to. They wanted to film me, and it was 2:00 in the morning. Everybody's drunk. It was raining out a little bit, and it was. I was like, what? They're like, well, you're the mayor of fun. Show us a good time. So and they can't go in any stages because of copyrights of music and all this. So I said, you know what? I got an idea. We'll go up here to this other stage where Charlie's playing. Good Time Charlie. So we go up there. I tell Charlie. He goes, yeah, no problem. I'll sign the rights. They can film me. So I come back to them, and I go, look, I'll just pull up on my bike, and I'll get on stage and do a song with them. And they go, oh, we didn't know you could sing. I said, well, I can't. I don't know the words. They said, plus, I don't know the words to his songs, but how hard can it be? I've watched TV. It's easy. And they were like, no. I said, well, let's just do it and see what happens. So not only did I do it, but it come out I had everybody on their feet. They're up at the stage. It was a blast. Now, Charlie wants me, not only does he want me to start doing some stuff with him, he's talking about having me come out to California with him and cutting and going into the studio and doing a song together. So,
Kev, you're an extremely busy man. And, we could sit and chat forever. I know you have a lot of friends in Arizona. I know you have friends here in Phoenix. You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. My wife has already said, anytime that you come through Phoenix, we have a spare bedroom. You are more than welcome to crash.
I always tell people from the very beginning, 30 years ago, don't ever put that invite out unless you really mean it, because I'm the kind of guy that might just show up on your doorstep tomorrow.
That's
it's literally happened that fast.
That's you know what? That's flying. You are more than welcome. But we got to run. You know what? Man, I love you, and you know
hey,
keep
man, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for having me on your show, and thanks for all the listeners for tuning in and listening. And I hope to get back with you real soon.
Anytime that you want to be on, it's an open invite. If anytime you're in Phoenix, it's an open invite. Okay.
Well, and anytime you want to come out to Sturgis or any of the events that I do, let me know. Same with the listeners, and get together.
Well,
that would be awesome.
Biggus and I were actually talking about that, and my wife and I were talking about trying to make a run to Sturgis next year. I've never been there for the rally, but I want to go once.
I think you make a run out here. Let me know. I'll hook you up here at the Buffalo Chip. We got a media center, and you can do live broadcasts every day, live from at the amphitheater, the main stage at Buffalo Chip.
Well,
can we stay in your trailer?
So now it's business. Now you're not coming to Sturgis to have fun. It's business. It's like me. We can do business together.
It's a write-off. Hey, I'm gonna drop you an email or I drop you a message. Everybody follow Beaner's Escapades on Facebook. Follow him on his blog, everythingbeaner.com. You know, order his book. Learn a little bit more about this genuine man who has a unique outlook on life. Kev, Semper Fi, brother, and I'll touch base with you in the next couple of days. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you later.
That was a good time right there.
Oh man, it's a mayor of fun. It's
time.
definitely fun. I can't wait to.
We could have a 4-hour show and he'd never shut up.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be fantastic. That's good stuff right there.
You know, it's
all right. So since we had technical difficulties and we only got about 10 minutes left, well, actually probably about 8 now. Let's get back to the end of the news, and then let's get to stripper juice.
Okay. Well, you were talking about Erik, okay, and the Buell, and how they're partnering up.
I was actually done with that. You went outside to get Beaner on the phone. I
was
about 1/4 of the way through the road pickle, actually.
Okay, well, tell us more about road pickle.
Okay,
Mike.
so as I was saying before, roadpickle.com. This is two people that are living the dream. Kevin Beaner, he is a professional tourist. That's what he does. These people, Highway and Sash, they're out there and they're doing it too. That's what they're doing. They're riding around this country for 6 months with no plan, no agenda, no schedule. And all they're doing is riding their bikes around. Now, as I was saying, Highway is running an 06 ST 1300, one of the sport tours. Nice bike.
I love those things.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. But Sash, she's riding an 06 Kawasaki Ninja 500. Small bike. That's got to be hard.
Well, we were talking about the Ninjas last week with their ABS.
Well, yeah, but that was the 300.
Yeah.
But this is an 06. They're having a great time. She's saying it's harder than she ever imagined, but it's more fun than she knows how to articulate. She's having a great time. So I put out the invitation that when they go back to San Diego at the end of the trip, they come back here or they come through Phoenix and they stop in on the show, made the same offer that we just made to Beaner. There's always a place to stay if they need a break. So I wish them the best of luck. They're having a blast out there.
Where can people follow them? I know that Sash has her Twitter account.
Yep.
Okay. Is it roadpickle.com?
Yep, roadpickle.com is the website. And that's where you can go and you can see the blog. You can get all the information about all their social media pages.
Nice.
You can get their bios because actually, believe it or not, they have jobs. They actually have jobs in San Diego. Both of them have companies, and they're running them from the road.
Wow.
Everything they're doing is from the road. So I got to say kudos to that because not only are they dealing with the weather, they're dealing with trying to find a place to stay. They're dealing with shitty traffic because right now they're up in the New Jersey type area and all that stuff. So they're running through crap. She's in good spirits.
I know she hates stoplights. I saw the Twitter. I saw the tweet about 51 stoplights in 140 miles or something like that. 140 stoplights in 51 miles or something like that.
Highway is getting over a cold, so hopefully he's feeling better. The real names of these guys, like I was saying before, Steve Johnson is Highway, Tina Walker is Sash. They both have their own companies in San Diego, and Steve's company is Clear Digital Media. Look them up online. You can get links right on their website at roadpickle.com. See what they do. What they do is they make web businesses happen.
Nice.
So I mean, they're really doing it.
So-
They're living the life and holding down normal jobs at the same time.
This is a perfect example for our listeners too of Monkey Butt Nation, that you know what, you can actually go on the road, you can actually put miles on your bike, and
still
if you
maintain.
and still set yourself up to have a viable career and still run it and live a great lifestyle.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
Tina's got the company Too Much Tina, and what she does is she teaches people how to make money off their websites.
Nice.
You know, I mean, maybe they should come over here and give us a couple of pointers. You
You
never
know,
know.
it's,
We'll pick their brains when they get here.
We'll throw some beef on the grill or whatever on the grill for them.
Yep.
A couple things I want to, before we close out.
Yep.
Okay. The second annual, what's coming up is the second annual PFC Cory Johnson Memorial Dove Hunt here in Phoenix. This is an open invite for the wounded heroes of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. I'm going to read this flyer. So you're invited to join us in honoring the memory of PFC Cory Johnson for a day of shotgun sports. Included is a live dove hunt, traps, skeet shooting, license, water, and food provided. It's at the Rovey Dairy at 77th Avenue in Northern here in Phoenix. RSVP is required because space is limited. The date is September 7th at 7 a.m. If you want more information, you can contact Ken Davis at kendavis82@gmail.com. I'll throw his email address up there. It's kendavis82@gmail.com for more information.
Yep. Check the website. We'll have all that information up there.
Yep.
Get to the stripper juice. I love this.
Okay. Well, I talked to Fuzzy. She's the owner of Stripper Juice. This is a cleaner. They're based out of Oklahoma City. She bought the company about a year ago, made some improvements to this cleaner and polisher. It is a non-water cleaner. It is absolutely phenomenal. We're going to have her on the show next time to talk a little bit about the background of this company and actually some of the things. It's not only for bikes. You can put it on just about anything that's non-porous and is clean. But the
Stainless
biggest,
steel in your kitchen.
That's
was
right.
one of the things I read.
Yes, that's right. But she has a warning, okay? It is the biker warning. It says, do not eat or drink, squirt up your nose, or any other body orifice. This stuff is flammable. Not responsible for rug burns, blisters, busted knuckles, angry spouses, broken vows, or any other consequences associated with the high cost of living the low life. Works best when you're feeling dirty. Stripperjuice.net is where you can get it. There's only a few distributors around the country, or in certain, they're only through a distributor network right now. But go ahead and check out stripperjuice.net. I know
Yours is coming in the mail, so as soon as you get it, you can wash my bike.
no.
Sweet.
No, talk to Anarchy about that.
All right.
And she'll charge you. But Sojourner Customs, my shop, is one of the distributors, going to be one of the distributors here in Arizona. So we can sell it through there. We'll give you a product, whatever.
We're going to review it.
Yeah, product
Let's
review.
it.
That's it. And
We got Geo Brow Buzz coming in, so we got to get off the radio.
No.
Yes.
No, he didn't
got
give me
to.
any beer.
He did me last week.
Okay, we'll let him go.
Yep. So we're going. We're going to get out of here. Have a great time, listeners. Thank you for joining us on Monkey Butt Radio.
Hey, stick around for Geo Brow. Love you guys.